Hey everybody, it's Owen, and this is actually a guide for levels 1 to 30 in League of Legends. This actually guide fits for any level that you are in the game, including level 30, but it's actually extremely apparent when you're below level 30. So if you need some help in League of Legends, or you keep on losing and you want to get better, this guide is just for you. Just keep in mind that these are good, but these are not every single example. The biggest way that you can actually get better in League of Legends is by practicing. So keep on playing games and keep on practicing, and you should eventually do really well. So I've narrowed it down to the top 5 things that I think are important from levels 1 to 30 and the things that people really struggle on when they're these low levels. The first one's actually farming, the second one is map awareness, third one prioritizing, the fourth one is roles, and the fifth one is spending IP. So beginning with farming is actually a way to get gold in lane. Now, gold can actually be acquired ambiently and from killing champions, from killing monsters, and from items that you can actually build. The best way to get gold is from killing minions, though. And this is just because there's such an extreme supply of minions, and they all give different gold. And the art of last hitting is actually a pretty hard technique to learn. It's actually struggled on a lot, even when you're level 30. And it's important because if you just kill minions if you're auto attacking them, and by auto attacking I mean if you just basically let go of your mouse and you just sit there and your champion will attack minions, there are a couple things wrong with that. One, you're not always guaranteed the last hit, which will actually decrease your gold gain because you will not get the bonus 23, 17, or whatever the last one, 40 gold was. I think it's 27 actually, it's 27. You won't get that extra gold, and you'll actually struggle because your lane will be pushed, and then you're susceptible to ganks from the jungler. So if you push your lane extremely hard, then you will get there's a possibility that you can get ganked and die, which is bad, and you lose out on gold. So the perfect way to actually do this would be to last hit every minion and try to make it so that your lane actually stays in the same spot or does not move throughout the whole game. This actually doesn't happen a lot, but it's a really good technique that you should actually try starting to learn how to do. And if you think about it, if you get one caster minion and one melee minion, that will be 40 gold, and one champion kill is actually 300 gold. So if you get 20 minion kills between caster and melee minions, then you'll actually have 400 gold, which is more than the 300 gold that you get from killing a champion. This doesn't mean though that you should stop harassing the other champion. It's actually still good to pay attention to focusing on hitting the other champion, but you should also make sure that you can get every last hit that's possible. Minions actually do damage to the enemy minions. Make sure that when they get low enough you can actually hit them, and then if you hit them you'll actually last hit them and get a gold value. That's actually extremely helpful and one of the best things that you can learn how to do before you get to level 30. The second thing that you should work on is map awareness. Now when you get into medium level play, somewhere between 17 to 30, people will actually start calling Mias a lot, and MIA. An MIA is actually a missing in action, which means the champion that they were laning with is actually gone from their lane. This means that they could either be backing through the jungle or about to gank you and possibly kill you. This is good to know though, because it lets you actually realize that you should either back up or try to turn so you can actually pinch off the person and kill them while they're trying to come down and kill you. Or it could just mean that they're not doing anything to you and you can just continue going where you are. But how do you know the difference? To know the difference, you actually have to do a couple things. You have to look at your minimap and know where they are or where they're going, and that's actually extremely helpful. You don't understand how many times in level 30 rank plays people do not look at their minimap, and because of it they die, especially when I'm pinging the minimap 1,000 times to fall back. And of course, I've also fallen susceptible to this. And of course, there are things that you can actually do to help increase your map awareness and prevent gankings, prevent dying, and prevent overextending. One of those is actually called warding. Wards are things that you can buy in the shop in the consumable section for 75 gold. When you place them around the map, you actually gain vision of the map, and you can see in places called the Fog of War, which you wouldn't be able to see normally without. This is actually extremely helpful when it comes to avoiding ganks, avoiding dying, if you're trying to see if they're going Baron or Dragon anytime. Overall though, by looking at your minimap, you can actually increase your survivability and lower your chances of dying. So it's a good idea to have map awareness. So now prioritizing is when it becomes kind of arbitrary. Now you have to be able to prioritize between farming, harassing, killing champions, ganking, dying, and team fights. Now this is a lot to deal with, and it's actually a lot when it comes to objectives and laning phase. Objectives are things across the map like Baron, Dragon, any turrets that you can push, inhibitors, Nexus, going for game, things that make you win. You have to realize that at a certain point in the game, it's extremely more important to actually attack the turrets and start making your way to Nexus than actually just fighting champions. I was even just watching a game yesterday where I saw people continuously running into the jungle, dying 1v2, 2v1, and trading off as the team members kept on coming, but no one was actually pushing the lane. This game actually lasted for an hour and 10 minutes without anyone doing anything, and it was extremely annoying to watch. Make sure that if you're going to do stuff like that, every time you kill a champion, you get an advantage so that you can push the lane and eventually go for game. The best way to actually prioritize in the game is to play more often so that you can see when people are doing what, and you can assume that you know what's happening. I can't really say anything besides this because from here on out it depends on the situation. So when it comes to prioritizing, just know that the highest priority thing that you could possibly have is to not die. Dying is extremely inefficient, and it gives them a huge advantage. So if you can do anything in the game, make sure that you don't die. It's actually less efficient to die 1-for-1 than it is to actually just get a kill and leave, or to just leave overall. Make sure that you keep that in mind, and when you're going into a situation where there is a possibility of you dying, that it's more worth it for you to die and get several kills, or to die and get kills on people that are doing extremely well, than it is for you to die in general. If you die in certain situations to do that though, it could also be bad. Say you're at your Nexus and you're getting pushed for game and you're the last person that has any DPS on your team. If you die, the game is over. You have lost. Make sure that you know when the difference is and when you should go in and when you should stay out. So, the second to last thing is actually roles. Now, roles in the game are just changing things that will follow a consistent trend based on what wins and what doesn't win. The roles right now are an AD carry and support bot lane, a jungler going through the jungle, an AP carry mid lane, and a bruiser top lane. The only really important thing that I can tell you here is to focus on your team comp. Know what you guys are weak against and know what you guys are strong against. You can actually see some crazy things when it comes to levels 1 to 30, and you should actually see some crazy things when it comes to high level play, depending on if they think it will work or if it won't work. Because of this, the meta is always changing and the roles in the game will actually always change. What I said before is actually just what it is right now, and it is likely to change. So know that that is a possibility, and consider that, and just know what you should be doing in your team comp. That's the best way to know what you're doing. If you're an AP carry, you're supposed to be doing the most magic damage, so focus on doing the most magic damage in the team. After this though, the biggest thing that you can actually do is know how to play champions, know when to spend IP and when not to. The biggest thing that I'm actually talking about this right now is runes. You do not want to buy runes before you're level 20. Before you're level 20 you get tier 1 and tier 2 runes, which are actually extremely unuseful and do absolutely nothing when you're level 30. When you're level 30 is when you actually need to buy runes, and I'm basically just saying that avoid buying them because when you're levels 1 to 30 you actually should focus more on playing champions and learning how to play the game and learning how to play the game better. Most likely if you buy runes when you're level 1 to 30 you'll buy some stupid runes. I know because I did personally. It was actually a huge waste of IP. You can actually spend more, be more beneficial to buy champions with the IP that you have and practice playing them and get better playing them than it will be to have that slight in-game advantage with something that you might not even want later. So if you guys like this video, make sure to actually like the video and subscribe for more content. If you guys did not like the video, feel free to dislike the video. Also, leave me any comments below on things that you think I should improve on or what you liked about the video. Thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.